Justin Timberlake into Justin Bieber, all you have to do is replace the T with a B, get Justin Timberlake, replace the M with an E to get Justin Bieberlake, and then delete the letters L, A, K, and P to get Justin Bieber. And if we give every action a score of 1, and remember that replacing is actually 2 actions, deleting and adding, we get that the Timberlake-Bieber distance is 8. Now we just calculate 1 minus the distance divided by the total length of the strings. And for Justin Bieber and Justin Timberlake, we get 73% there. So after consulting our lyrics expert and testing a little bit, we got to the threshold of 70%. Meaning if two segments or sentences are 70% similar, then we would consider them. So for that matter, we consider the Justin. So back to your survey that we saw earlier. The sentences you probably think the song is about you, and I'll bet you think the song is about you, are considered similar according to our 70% threshold, but your survey still repeats more times. So the final repetition-based structure for part of the song is verse goes, verse goes, where the refrain does not appear in the verse. If we look at some other song structures, we can see that, for example, in Greatest Love of All by Whitney Houston, we have 3 segments, and each one of them repeats twice. So with the definition we gave, we can't call any of them chorus. Now, in this song, the refrain is the sentence, the greatest love of all, which is also similar to was the greatest love of all, found the greatest love of all, and it is the greatest love. So the structure is type 1 verse, type 2 verse, type 3 verse, and again from the top, where the refrain appears only in type 3. Another example is Shape of You by Ed Sheeran, where we have 2 segments that repeat the same number of times. And in that case, we call the first one pre-chorus and the second one chorus. So in this song, the refrain is I'm in love with your body, and it appears only in the chorus. So the structure is bells, pre-chorus, chorus, bells, pre-chorus, chorus. And well, actually, the song is longer, the chorus is longer. I just had it between the slides, but not sure if it repeats 4 times. Oh, why? Yeah, it happens. Refrain can be la la la. So actually, the lyrical structure that we extract is not based only on repetition, as we saw here, but also on rhymes and syllables. We differentiate between verses that have different rhyming structures. For example, a verse with no rhymes compared to a verse where every other line rhymes. And between verses with different stressed syllable structures, meaning we look at where is the stress of the word, what we know in Hebrew as il. And after that, we combine all of that to get the final lyrical structure. Now, we would imagine that music is a creative world with never-ending inspiration and unique ideas. But actually, not only the lyrics are full of repetition, like we saw, but most of the songs are built the same way. From both lyrical and musical points of view, they're repeating the same song. This pie chart shows the structure of a few hundred songs. And as you can see, the blue part represents more than half of the songs that are built the same way as Shape of You. Bells, pre-chorus, chorus. So the second and third most common structures that you can see in red and yellow are bells, chorus, with small differences. And this distribution is of the existence of a refrain in 10,000 songs. 70% of them have a single sentence with the highest number of repetitions. And the double refrain is when you have two sentences repeating the most. And that happens only in 13% of songs. So if you want your favorite artist to sing your song, sure it has a pre-chorus and a refrain. Well, now we can just apply this whole process of analysis on the music, right? And extract features regarding the repetition of musical segments, phrases, bars, chords, notes. So, yes and no. First, we need to separate the song into two components: the melody and the harmony. Now, the harmony is the chords you play on your guitar or your keyboard, and the melody is the notes you're singing. The separation is done using frequency and amplitude analysis, and then we need to transcribe the harmony and the melody into data we can work with. And in that case, that means timestamp and chord or note. Then we can use some of the logic used for the lyrics. Other features that are unique to music include the melodic range of the song, which is the range between the highest and the lowest notes. And this is also a main characteristic for an artist. When people mention Freddie Mercury's huge vocal range, they're talking about four octaves, compared to Taylor Swift, for example, that has a range of around 2 octaves, which is about the average vocal range. So another feature, this time from the harmony, is simply the percentage of unique chords. You can see examples for that in plenty of YouTube videos that show how you can play dozens of songs with the same chord. So everything I mentioned until now is pre-processing and feature extraction. And now we need to find the right model for our problem. So since linguistics and music theory are both classical fields full of rules and definitions, we have a lot of features we know will be useful. And we don't want them to lose their meaning through dimension reduction. And we want to have labels because our classes are not necessarily clustered. Here we have a visualization of our embedded songs for 4 different classes, 2 singers and 2 bands. And as you can see, it could be that a class will include 2 data points that are far from one another. If one artist has 2 songs in different styles, like Why Don't We in purple, and it is mostly clustered on the top right corner, but also has a few songs on the top left. And on the other hand, it could be that 2 data points are very close to one another, but are part of 2 different classes. If 2 artists have songs that are very similar, like our 2 singers in yellow and blue that are mixed on the left side. So the distribution of the data is not enough to define the classes. And this is why we need labels, making this into a classification. Now, to wrap things up, and since we love repetition, I'm going to go back to the MyPart flow, now that we're more comfortable with the analysis and the problem. So let's say the Spice Girls reunite, and they're coming to MyPart for art sourcing. So their people are building a benchmark for them. They go, we want it to be Old Spice Girls meets Beyonce at the summer beach party. And they give us a bunch of songs that match that vibe. The next step is feature extraction. All the lyrical, structural, harmonic, and melodic features are extracted from the benchmark songs. Then the benchmark is added as a new class to the training data, and their models are trained. We use an ensemble of classifiers, random forest, nearest neighbors, XGBoost, neural network, and Google. Now, my friend Talia wakes up one day full of inspiration and writes the perfect song for the new image the Spice Girls are building. Of course, it has a refrain and 3 chorus. And Talia submits the song, it gets analyzed, and then the classifiers predict the relevance of the song to the class of the benchmark. Then we calculate the final score by averaging the different predictions according to the F1 score of the song. And then the song gets into the Spice Girls queue according to its score. course, despite the last song becomes pretty famous and like never heard. Or in the case that didn't work out, we can see if maybe her song got a higher score in another class, recommended to make the song to that artist. So let's briefly go through what we saw in this talk. We started by talking about repetition. We saw that repetition is a main feature in songs. And we defined our building blocks, pose and refrain. And after that, we talked about how we recognize repetition using left and distance, and how we extract the repetition-based structure and the final lyric. Then we looked at the different song structures and their categorization. And finally, we mentioned a few musical features and saw how it's all used by the classifiers and combined into the relevance score at MyPart. I'll finish the talk on a personal note. When I was looking for a job, I didn't imagine that in data will be songs, and that we will have meetings about type of slang words or about musical scales. So basically, not give up on finding a job that is actually very similar to your hobbies.
Are Hebrew lyrics also included?
Right now we don't have all the features available in Hebrew, but plan is to expand. And you can still submit